In 2016, Samsung recalled 2.8 million washing machines after the tops blew off during spin cycles, and 9 people were injured, including a woman whose jaw was broken by her own appliance. The class action settlement exceeded $200 million. But here is what the recall never addressed. The engineering defect that will actually kill your washing machine is not an exploding lid. It is a design change so quiet that no recall will ever cover it, because every major manufacturer adopted it on purpose. Do you know which common $15 repair part has been made permanently inaccessible inside your machine by a manufacturing process borrowed from the plastics industry? Do you know which critical metal component Samsung and LG deliberately leave uncoated, guaranteeing it will corrode and fail within 3 to 5 years? And do you know how many washing machine models on the market today are engineered so that the single most routine mechanical failure will total the entire appliance? We pulled the recall data, the class actions, the repair cost records, and the ownership maps to show you exactly which machines are designed to die, and the 3 alternatives that are not. You walk into a showroom and you see 30 washing machines from what looks like a dozen different companies. Whirlpool alone owns Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid, 4 brands owned by one corporation. Whirlpool acquired Maytag in 2006 for $2.8 billion, shut down the Newton, Iowa factory, eliminated 4,500 jobs, and turned the name into a sticker they slap on Whirlpool-designed machines. Haier Group, a Chinese conglomerate, owns GE Appliances, GE Profile, Cafe, Monogram, and Hotpoint. 5 brands under one roof since 2016, when Haier paid $5.6 billion for GE's appliance division. The GE logo is a licensed trademark. The engineering is Haier's. Electrolux, the Swedish conglomerate, owns Frigidaire, Kelvinator, Gibson, Tappan, and White Westinghouse, all acquired through a single 1986 purchase of White Consolidated Industries. Samsung and LG round out the cartel. Between these 5 conglomerates, you are looking at roughly 85% of every washing machine sold in the United States. The brands change, the logos change, the showroom floor feels like competition. It is not. It is a costume party thrown by 5 companies selling you the same engineering philosophy. Build it cheap, seal it shut, and sell you another one in 6 years. But the ownership map is only half the scandal. The real damage is what they did to the machine itself. 20 years ago, your washing machine's outer tub came in 2 halves, held together with bolts. If a bearing wore out, and bearings always wear out eventually, a technician unbolted the tub, pulled the old bearing, pressed in a new one, and handed you a bill for $150. The bearing itself cost $15. The rest was labor. You paid it. The machine ran for another decade, and nobody thought twice. That repair is now impossible on most machines sold today. Manufacturers switch to ultrasonic welding. A machine vibrates 2 plastic tub halves together at 20,000 cycles per second, melting them into a single fused unit in under 1 second. The bond is molecular. You cannot unbolt it. You cannot pry it open. The only way in is to saw through the plastic, destroying the tub in the process. They call this a manufacturing improvement. They claim it eliminates leak points and speeds up assembly. What it actually eliminates is your ability to fix the machine. When that $15 bearing fails inside a sealed tub, a technician cannot reach it. The only option is replacing the entire tub assembly, a part that costs from $400 to $800 before labor. Add a service call and installation, and you are looking at from $600 to $1,100 to fix a machine that costs $700 new. Every appliance technician in the country knows the rule. When the repair exceeds 50% of replacement cost, you junk it. The sealed tub guarantees that a bearing failure, the single most common mechanical failure in any washing machine, will total your appliance every single time, and the bearing will fail. That is not a question of if, it is a question of when. The failure follows a 4-stage cascade. First, the lip seal degrades. This is the rubber ring that keeps water away from the bearings. It sits on a shaft spinning at 800 to 1400 revolutions per minute, soaking in water, detergent, and heat for years. It wears through. When the seal fails, water reaches the bearings. It washes out the grease. Bare metal grinds against bare metal. You will hear it, a low rumble during the spin cycle that gets louder every week. Within months, it sounds like a jet engine at takeoff. That is the sound of your machine dying, and on a sealed tub, there is nothing anyone can do about it. But the bearing is not even the most engineered failure in these machines. That distinction belongs to the spider arm. The spider arm is a three-pronged metal bracket that connects the inner drum to the drive shaft. It is the structural backbone of the entire spinning assembly. Nearly every major manufacturer makes it out of cast aluminum bolted directly to a stainless steel drum. Those are two different metals exposed to water and detergent, which act as an electrolyte. This is textbook galvanic corrosion. The aluminum becomes a sacrificial anode, and it corrodes from the inside out. A simple powder coating would prevent this. Anodizing would prevent it. Either solution costs pennies per unit. Samsung and LG skip both. Samsung uses notably thin aluminum spider arms with no protective finish. Documented failures start at 2 to 3 years. When the spider cracks, the drum separates from the shaft. You hear catastrophic banging. The drum can tear through the outer tub. Water floods your laundry room floor. On many Samsung models, you cannot even buy the spider arm as a separate part. The only replacement available is the complete drum assembly, $600 or more, for a part that would cost $8 to manufacture correctly. A class action filed in 2024, Zabransky versus Samsung, alleges the company has known about premature flange corrosion since 2013 and continues using the same materials. The case is active. The machines are still on showroom floors, and this is not limited to Samsung. LG uses the same aluminum alloy, just marginally thicker. Independent repair data shows LG spider arms typically failing between 5 and 14 years. Whirlpool, Electrolux, and Bosch all use sealed tubs and aluminum spiders, the same engineered death sentence across the industry. One researcher documented over 40,000 washing machine models using sealed drum designs. 40,000 models where a $15 bearing replacement is architecturally impossible. Norwegian University research quantified the result. Washing machine lifespans have dropped 45%, from 19 years to under 11. Germany's OCO Institute found 40% of consumers now replace their machines every 6 years. The industry is not failing to build durable machines. The industry is succeeding at building disposable ones. So if every brand on the showroom floor is engineering the same planned failure, does that mean there is no way to win? No. It means you stop shopping like a consumer and start buying like an auditor. The independent holdout, Speed Queen, owned by Alliance Laundry Systems out of Ripon, Wisconsin, the largest commercial laundry manufacturer on Earth. Speed Queen builds residential washers with the same architecture as their commercial units. Stainless steel inner tub, porcelain on steel outer tub, bolted, not welded. Every bearing, seal, and transmission is individually replaceable. They test to 10,400 cycles. That is 25 years at 8 loads per week. The TC5 and TR7 models start around $1,300 to $1,500. That sounds expensive until you do the math. One Speed Queen over 25 years costs roughly $1,700, including minor repairs. 3 mainstream machines over the same period, because you will need 3, cost $3,100 to $5,000. Speed Queen is not the expensive option. It is the only cheap option if you count past the first receipt. The trade-off is that Speed Queen top loaders use more water than high-efficiency models, spin slower, and are sold through independent dealers, not big-box stores. You will not find them at Home Depot. The pre-acquisition vintage, pre-2006, Maytag Dependable Care. Before Whirlpool gutted the brand, Maytag built machines with a proprietary orbital transmission and porcelain on steel tubs designed to last decades. Models from the 1970s and 1980s are the pinnacle. Working units sell for $100 to $500 on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Parts are still available. Avoid anything labeled Neptune or Centennial. Both are Whirlpool designs wearing a Maytag badge. Also worth hunting is the Whirlpool Direct Drive platform, sold from 1983 to 2010 under Whirlpool, Kenmore, KitchenAid, and Roper names. Fewer than 12 moving parts. Motor couplers cost $6. Agitator dogs cost $4. Working units go for $50 to $200 used. They are the most repairable washing machines ever mass-produced. The European Outsider, Miele, family-owned since 1899. Their W1 front loaders use stainless steel outer drums, not plastic, with cast iron counterweights and individually replaceable bearings. Tested to 10,000 hours. 1,600 revolutions per minute spin speed means clothes come out nearly dry. Priced $1,400 to $2,300. The limitation is compact 2.26 cubic feet capacity, roughly 2/3 of a standard American machine. If you wash for a family of 5, you will run extra loads. If you wash for 2, it is the last machine you will ever buy. 5 corporations control your choices. They seal the tubs. They use corrosion-prone alloys on parts they know will fail. They charge $600 to fix what used to cost $15. And when the repair totals the machine, they sell you the next one. Stop rewarding them. Stop buying plastic tubs welded shut in a factory. Stop buying aluminum spider arms bolted to stainless steel drums. Buy porcelain on steel. Buy bolted tubs. Buy machines built by a company that still assumes you will own them for 25 years. Your grandmother's washing machine lasted 30 years because someone built it to be opened, serviced, and closed again. That machine still exists. You just have to stop looking where they want you to look.